Stephen Boswell here with Matt Oxley, and we're joining you to talk about COIs and LinkedIn. What's the connection, Matt?
Well, I mean, most, if not all, financial advisors would like to get more business from CPAs, attorneys, and other professionals that have an affluent clientele. So here's a strategy we're going to share with you, a tactic, if you will, that we developed. And it's all around teaching CPAs and attorneys and other professionals how to use LinkedIn.
Oh, exactly. And you might be thinking immediately, I'm in no position, Matt, to be teaching anybody about LinkedIn. I just learned it last week or last year or 2 years ago.
Well, you know more than they know.
That's right.
And we have created webinars. You can go onto our website. It's there for you. It's value add. You don't have to. It doesn't cost you a dime except for a little intellectual time to spend with it.
That's a good point, Matt, because most everything we create is pertinent not only to you as a financial advisor, but you can share and teach your experts as well that way.
I mean, we were in front of 150 CPAs to do a 3-hour LinkedIn training program. It was a value add sponsored by a fund company. And the first question we asked, how many of you are actively or had a LinkedIn account? And 1 or 2 hands went up. And then we had to scratch our entire presentation. We just went down to the basics, back to sort of, blocking and tackling. How do you get started with LinkedIn?
How do you create an account? I mean, that's the nature of
What's
a presentation
the profile?
like that.
How do you bring? And so we came back, and that's where we put together this program for really helping professionals.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't take you to leverage our presentations or articles. You can go in just a one-to-one casual conversation and be a real benefit to accountants and attorneys who just don't know where to begin with this. They don't know the why behind it. They don't know why they should.
They're not getting the training. They might have a LinkedIn account, but I can assure you they are in a very sophomoric position. And you simply call up the CPAs and say, hey, listen, let's have a LinkedIn lunch. I want to share with you what we're doing with LinkedIn.
And get your thoughts as well. You don't assume that you're better than they are with it, but you're saying, hey, I want to talk with you about LinkedIn and see what you guys are doing with it. And
exactly right.
It becomes abundantly clear, by the way, pretty quickly that you're in an advanced position and might be able to help them a little bit.
Right. And when you start helping them, that's your value add. And, so you do have to be conversant. And if you're not that good at it yourself, but somebody on your team is the expert, well, bring that person who's on your team as the expert, obviously, to the lunch.
Yeah, don't send them alone.
Right.
Go with them to the lunch, and they can be your tech expert. But you're there to keep the conversation guided on something productive, which is how can you help them better use LinkedIn? And at a minimum, you're bringing along, you can showcase how this works. You bring along a hard, old-fashioned hard copy list of some of the connections in your network that you think they might benefit from meeting.
Right.
And you say, hey, Matt, Mr. Accountant, here's part of the value that we see. I took the liberty of looking through some of my connections for people that I thought, if you don't work with them now, you ought to. And I'm happy to introduce you to any of them. And they get it firsthand. They see it.
Right. You're exactly right. And you got about a 2 to 3 year window here before this is going to become as normal and natural as using the internet. So, I mean, this is a value add opportunity with professionals. I would suggest that you make a list of the CPAs and attorneys that you want to basically target for this. Make your phone calls. Go for those LinkedIn lunches. Not everyone will take you up on it, but those that do, you'll present a value add to them that they'll remember, and it'll give you a natural point of follow-up.
Yeah, and one of two things is going to happen in here. Either you're coming in as an equal or somebody that maybe they're advanced and maybe they can teach you, and that's great.
That's unlikely.
It's unlikely, but it turns into best practice sharing. My point is, don't be afraid of these. It's either going to be best practice sharing or you teaching them, neither of which is going to do anything but help the relationship.
Right.
So,
Right. So don't be bashful with this. It's an opportunity out there. And more than likely, just like we tell newer advisors, you know more about the financial world than most affluent prospects you're encountering, even though you don't think you know that much. And those of you who are using LinkedIn right now, who we coach to LinkedIn, and they think, well, we don't know as much as you guys. It's easy for you guys to say, no, stop it. You know more, the 99 out of 100 of these COIs that you're going to encounter. So take advantage of this. Get there and make that a value add footprint for you with LinkedIn.